Hello, Kabir.
Hello, Marcello. How everybody?
I'm very good, thank you. Let me, wow, 1 second. So I think we should give the community just a couple of minutes to join our live. So I'm actually, let me have a look on SingularityNet channel that we can at the same time monitor the live. Yes. Yeah, so while I'm looking for our live right now, that I can't seem to find, but anyway, so this is the first time, Kabir, that you and I are together in a community live, which is very exciting, as we have, you know, a lot to discuss actually, and we've been working together for quite some time now, since you joined SingularityNet in 2018.
Yes, I think, I mean, it's almost 3 years now, right? So it's from the very beginning of SingularityNet, I think, that we met first. And yeah, it's long overdue to do this. And also it's long overdue. Well, it's not that long overdue in terms of now what we have structured as a partnership between Singularity DAO and SingularityNet within the SingularityNet community. So this is, I think, already overdue to talk about that.
Singularity DAO and NuNet within the SingularityNet community.
Exactly.
Right? So no, I just, you know, while we wait for the live to populate a little bit more and have a little bit more people, Ibi, if you can share the link to the live in this chat so that I can find it, please. Thank you. And I can watch myself at the same time on the other screen and chat to the community and see like who's coming at the same time, because we're currently connected through Zoom, right? So we do these lives with Zoom, and Kabir and I are connected to a Zoom room. And yeah, so I was just saying, Kabir, 3 years working together feels like ages in crypto, right? So many things happen in 3 years. I remember when first we start working together at NuNet in 2018, the crypto market was completely different. And back then I was living in Thailand, if you remember, and I was chatting with you through Thailand.
Yeah, it was a different time zones, and now it's kind of better in that sense. We are closer.
It's easier, yeah. Now we have less time difference, and you don't know, but I'm getting even closer to you in the next couple of weeks. But anyway, apart from this logistic chats, also the market back then was completely different from what is now. And you know, together you and I have witnessed I mean, I witnessed the original crypto bull run of 2017 when I joined SingularityNet during the ICO time from August to December. And then when you joined, actually you saw how difficult the market was in those times, crypto winter time. But that of course gave us a lot of time to work give you especially a lot of time to work on NuNet.
Yeah, and I witnessed this too, except that I witnessed it a little bit from a side, and then I got into SingularityNet when it already was kind of sudden. Yeah, market conditions changed. So right, I saw it, but I was. You were in a kind of in the middle of it.
I was in the middle of it, yes, and you know, when the crypto bear market, for as depressing and difficult as it was for the whole SingularityNet Foundation, for us as individual and professional, both from obviously a financial perspective, but also from a psychological perspective, that gave us time to focus on building products. And I remember that, you know, that's the first time that I heard about NuNet, and they gave me a lot of time to start digesting NuNet, which is a project that I understand you've been working on for a long time, right?
Yeah. So basically, NuNet, as we started with Ben Gersel, our ecosystem CEO, and in academia, basically, we met in academia and we started research, and that research was, I mean, from the very basically related to the AGI in this, how do you build AGI in this decentralized space? And that relates to many things. And then from all this research, so I joined SingularityNet as a AI researcher based on, on that research. And from all that research, the NuNet idea was born somewhere already, right, 2.5 years ago, or something like this, 2 years ago, to build the hardware arm of the decentralized AGI and decentralized ecosystem. So this is a kind of very core idea which is behind NuNet. And then we started to develop it. Okay, how do we do it? And yes, you're right. It's good that we had this time and support from SingularityNet ecosystem to push forward the project and to build the tech. Because yes, it's a deep tech, and it has certain very, I think, very well, let's say, non-traditional and advanced computer science ideas built into it that we are going to bring into the SingularityNet ecosystem and to build the decentralized AGI in that sense.
Exactly.
Decentralized AGI from the hardware perspective, providing opportunity for the whole community to participate in that in terms of hardware. So this is a NuNet aspect.
I love the way that you frame it, the hardware arm of SingularityNet, because of course, if we are to build hardware with an AI component, it needs to be decentralized, right? And this is exactly what NuNet is doing, decentralized computing resources in a way that can support the participants to this economy by rewarding them with NuNet token, which actually is what brought us to this conversation today. So we have about 49 people now watching us live. So hello everybody, thank you for joining us. And I'm also reading some of the initial questions from the community, and I think that it's some confusion going on, to say the least. Some people are very confused. So just to clarify, so I love this question. Why are we building a Launchpad when we didn't deliver on any other on previous projects? So obviously this question spun out from a lot of confusion about the SingularityNet ecosystem, and I'd like to address this question from let's see who's asking the question. Hugh Hillman. Hello, Hugh. Thank you for your question. So the reason why Singularity DAO, which is different from SingularityNet, is building a Launchpad, it's because we are becoming the core spin-off agent of SingularityNet. So Singularity DAO is a separate company from SingularityNet, although part of the same ecosystem. And we as Singularity DAO, we've been delivering on all our promises so far, and we even over-delivered on our promise. So it's very difficult for me to take the comment and critique that we haven't delivered on our previous promises, because that's very much not true. And we're building this Launchpad so that we're gonna give our community the opportunity to join the NuNet token sale. So at Singularity DAO, we've been working very hard to get this Launchpad ready and give the SingularityNet and the Singularity DAO community the opportunity to take part into NuNet's journey. And we see the Launchpad as a key component of the DeFi platform that Singularity DAO is building, and that is very much on track of building. So and obviously I'm seeing a lot of questions regarding KYC. Guys, KYC, it's extremely important. We cannot avoid doing KYC, and we cannot avoid complying to current regulations. So unfortunately, some countries, some citizens of countries cannot participate to to the sale, because we still care very much about our freedom, and we don't want to end up in jail by breaking your country's law. And so unfortunately, KYC is necessary, and regulation sucks, guys. I'm really sorry, and there's nothing. I mean, I cannot participate either because I'm a UK tax resident, so unfortunately. Or would I be able to participate? Are UK able to participate?
We have a way to. I mean, there is a different procedure, but so what I would like to actually. Yeah, so there are a lot of. I understand there are a lot of questions from the community, and I believe that they are kind of coming out of our sort of synchronized blog posts and announcement. First of all, announcement of the Singularity DAO Launchpad, and announcement of the NuNet utility token launch on the Singularity DAO Launchpad. So the thing is that we will have a lot of these questions, and I understand the concern. We are planning to have a series of talks and live events, and also MAAs on that. But I think it would be a good idea to talk about. Right now, I mean, the thing that is overdue to talk about our partnership and what it implies now, what is done, and the start, which is exactly what we're talking about, and how it will go further. So I think for those, probably most of people who are joining, they know the situation, but maybe I will introduce for those who do not, that yesterday, we announced Singularity DAO announced the launch of the Launchpad, Singularity DAO Launchpad, and the first project that will launch its tokens. The community distribution of tokens is NuNet's NTX tokens. So yes, and yes, there will be a KYC process starting in I think in 1 day from now. But so what we started to build, and this is I think the thing that I would like to let's say emphasize and to start from, is that, as Marcello said, so Singularity DAO is a DeFi arm of SingularityNet, and what Singularity DAO is building in terms of the products, and this is something that I started to kind of tap into with the NuNet, with our partnership, and thinking how does it work for NuNet. I started to have a better view of, or a better understanding how that works, and I'm getting more and more excited the more we go, the further we go. So the first we announced our partnership with Singularity DAO. I mean, NuNet and Singularity DAO announced the partnership. It was exactly 1 month ago, I think, or is it 2 months ago? No, it was 2 months ago. So now we have. Pardon?
Time flies.
Yeah, you say that 3 years is a long time. I don't think so. So yes, and now we can say that this is the first fruit of the partnership, which is the Singularity DAO Launchpad, and the NuNet token is being launched for the community distribution event is being launched of Singularity DAO Launchpad, which we are very happy about. And this brings us together. This glues the ecosystem of SingularityNet and brings this structure that we were thinking. So Singularity DAO, and I will give, let's say, NuNet's, my perspective of how this works, which I find, as I said, rich. And so basically, NuNet provides a hardware, which is something, I mean, provides access to hardware for the SingularityNet ecosystem members, both SingularityNet platform and also Singularity DAO and other spin-offs. So it's a kind of it's a pretty I mean it's a service which has a physical kind of expression. It's a computing power. So it's like a good or service. Now, so, and we are, what Marcello said now, I haven't heard that, but that's kind of nicely put, that we are the hardware arm of the SingularityNet ecosystem. And Singularity DAO is a DeFi arm, meaning that as in usual markets, we have the fundamentals of companies or of businesses or of fundamental, let's say, activities of producing value added, and then we have the financial activities or DeFi, which brings the financial markets into the picture and allows to price or to evaluate those companies in market and to build products which allows them to access resources. So this is what I understand basis of our partnership, and also this is what is role of Singularity DAO within the Singularity ecosystem is to be this arm to bring the DeFi world close to the fundamentals of what the spin-offs are building in terms of AI, in terms of platforms, in terms of networks, in terms of use cases and business models. So right, and as I said, the Launchpad is the first step towards bright future. So
absolutely. Yeah, no, I'm sorry, I was still hypnotized by the question in the chat. Yeah, no, so I think for our side, this partnership is going to be extremely important. First of all, because NuNet is the first project that Singularity DAO will launch from its Launchpad, and to me the vision is clear. So we start. So we will start from the deep funding when the deep funding will be ready, and the deep funding we know that will seed projects coming from the community. Once this project pass the initial round, they get launched the Launchpad. So with NuNet, we clearly skipped the first round because NuNet is the Singularity Net incubated project. So yeah, NuNet is our first project that we're going to launch from a Launchpad. But then we're going to accelerate NuNet through our system of Dynasets, right? So Dynasets are portfolios of tokens that are automatically rebalanced by artificial intelligence. And this is the core product of Singularity DAO. And this is what we are going to launch in December. So thanks to this partnership, NuNet would be one of the projects that we are going to accelerate by bringing massive liquidity with our Dynasets. And also what we've been building during the summer is also the one that we call our DeFi platform. So what is this? So the DeFi platform allows users to interact in a very easy and intuitive way with the world of DeFi, meaning that in our case, users can swap Ethereum for this DAO token and will be able to do the same thing with NuNet token. Users are able to add liquidity to our liquidity pools and will be able to do the same thing with NuNet. Users are able to stake this DAO token to get more DAO token, and they will be able to stake NTX tokens and get reward in either more NTX or in DAO tokens, depending on the pool that we're going to be launching. And we're also building a bridge to allow DAO to be on BSC and Polygon, and in the future, NuNet would be able to use this bridge. So there's a whole number of tools, DeFi tools, that NuNet would be able to make use of, and we believe that this is extremely important in order to bring more community support, to bring even more services to NuNet users and to the NuNet community. So Singularity DAO in this sense would be the DeFi agent of NuNet. And I'm saying that this is very important because it's of course our first partnership in the Singularity Net ecosystem, and for many ways we're gonna test these tools for the first time with an external partner rather than with Singularity DAO on our own. So there will be a lot of learning to do. but I guess it's part of the process. So we're super excited, and we're also super excited about exploring the architecture and the opportunity of using the architecture that Kabir is building with NuNet to run our own AI agents in a pure decentralized way.
Yes. So this really very promising and exciting. And the thing that, so all this, what Marcello mentioned, what it allows for NuNet now and what it allows for all the other ecosystem members is to concentrate on what we do best, which is building a platform to source hardware from the community members and to allow that to run all the computing processes, including Singularity DAO, which will always also be kind of one of the partnership items, that we will also be onboarding one of the first actually real world facing applications, or the workflows will probably be Singularity DAO workflows. So it also be a kind of a testing, but one thing that, I mean, it's long time ago, the times have passed when testing and actual deployment and actual sort of working were very clearly separated. Right now, you have everything working together, and you have to be able to build platforms which can have some kind of A/B testing in real time, and that was what we're going to do. And the market, and not only the crypto market, but also the technological market and the technologies are changing so fast that we have to improve all the time. So it's always like this: you build one project, you build something new. The next project, you will build something new again. Next initiative. So the testing is, I would say, it's learning rather than testing. And of course, testing is part of learning.
Yeah, learning.
We cannot sort of learn something and then do. These times are long past already, long behind us. In many industries, not only here. And crypto is a kind of epitome of
that. and you know, with Singularity DAO, we ran our token sale in May this year, and we learned a lot from that experience. We learned a lot from working with external Launchpad providers. You know, the allocation mechanics. So we've taken all those learnings and all those mistakes and filtering out the mistakes, right? And we are trying to provide NuNet with our experience, so that hopefully we'll make it a better experience than what it was for Singularity DAO users back in May. So yes, the learning curve is massive and very steep, but you know, we are here also for that. And part of the reasoning of building the Launchpad was that we wanted to internalize this process and not work with external providers like we did in the past. And do you want to go through a little bit the mechanics to participate through the NTX sale, Kabir?
No, I'm not sure that this is the time for that. Maybe we'll have a separate kind of mechanics, the event for that, because
okay.
Yeah, I think it's. I would rather keep it on the Singularity DAO and NuNet partnership. And in general, I mean, what you meant, what you said, I think so. This is exactly what makes us strong as an ecosystem, is because on the one hand we're learning from the experiences. On the other hand, we're flexible enough to change these things depending on, because again, situation is changing. So. Right, and first of all, it's not that you are trying to bring the experience; you are doing that. So, and that's really is very helpful. And then we are also bringing, by building it step by step, we are bringing it all this knowledge and the expertise into the ecosystem, and we're sharing that again, allowing also for the flexibility and differences from each initiative.
Yeah.
And one thing that is really exciting is what you mentioned about was that deep funding pool. Is that all this ecosystem and the dynasets and the basically the idea, and please correct me if I'm wrong, I know the general things. So the idea is that what Singularity DAO will provide, it will provide the liquidity for the low market cap projects related to the SingularityNet community and building the decentralized AGI. And that will bring us much more opportunities for the good projects, or for the projects which have place and which enjoys the demand from the community, or the interest of the community, to get developed much faster, easier, and have access to the resources and to the markets through this platform. So this is actually, if I can say, I mean, SingularityNet is an ecosystem. So this is huge extension to the ecosystem, involving sort of bringing in, well, we cannot really say external partners, because they become internal partners when they come in through the deep funding, which is basically a seed funding for the projects. And then this seed funding, for the successful project, it will sort of, we are building a path how they will become, how they will get exposed to the DeFi markets, or to the other level of resources, and this is basically bringing the SingularityNet ecosystem, or let's say driving SingularityNet ecosystem to the larger ecosystem, and kind of on steroids, let's say this way. And yeah, I think it is fair to say that we are now building the path, or kind of paving the path to this. And of course, this path is not something that will be paved in stone, because as we talked, that things are changing. But we will have very good already experience, guidelines, how to guide other both spin-offs which are now internally incubated, and the ones which will come into the SingularityNet ecosystem through the deep funding, which should be coming soon.
Yeah, and this is why I believe in the Launchpad, and I strongly advocated for the Launchpad to be ready for NuNet, because I think it would play a key role into the SingularityNet ecosystem. It gives also an extra utility to the SDAO token, because also SDAO holders will be able to participate to the NTX sale, and they have an allocation reserved for SDAO holders, which doesn't mean that every SDAO holder has a guaranteed allocation, because it will still be first come, first served basis. So I've seen some confusion again on the chat by people that think that just because you hold SDAO, then you have an allocation in NTX. No, it's not how it works. So it's a first come, first basis, but you can be eligible if you hold SDAO tokens. So this is also why it's so important. But also the Launchpad will provide companies with a range of services that are coming. So services like marketing, acceleration, visibility, partnership, network that we're building, community, and this would be, yes, for SingularityNet ecosystem companies, but the target of and the goal of the Singularity DAO Launchpad is also to become a place where valuable projects can find their market. So we believe a lot in this particular product, and also, like, I'm talking to the Singularity DAO community here. The one that you will see as a Launchpad, remember that it's an MVP of. It's more than an MVP. It's a working product, right? It is a product, but we will add more features in the future. So this is the first iteration of the Singularity DAO Launchpad, but there will be more coming in the future. So as you know, as Kabir was saying, our goal is to accelerate liquidity to these projects, and I'm very excited that NuNet is the first one to be part of this journey.
Me too. And yes, I'm looking forward to further looking how can we how can we not even help each other, actually, to build something together? I would say this way. And one of from the NuNet, let's say, technological side. So as we already mentioned, since Singularity DAO is AI, so this dynasets will be managed by AI agents. And what NuNet is doing, and those AI agents, they're running, I mean, technically speaking, off-chain. And what NuNet is doing exactly this. It allows to run the AI services of SingularityNet AI services off-chain on the community-sourced hardware. And what is exciting? I mean, what is it's exciting for me from the technical point is that what we can do, or what NuNet can do, when the network of many decentralized devices, it can adapt to where the computing is most needed. Let's say in terms of time, in terms of place, so that it can become as fast as possible. This means that we can adapt, for example, to the requirements of Singularity DAO front end, where users need most resources, where, how, when, etc., and so on. And we could, so NuNet could adapt in terms of hardware how to serve this best. And this is a excellent starting point for us too.
Absolutely. It's of course. I mean, does it? You know, we obviously use servers that are service provider services that are very expensive right now, and if my understanding is correct, NuNet will help us saving this on saving on the servers, right?
Yes. So first, I mean, saving. Another thing is that what NuNet can do, or the one of the core offers of NuNet, is that we are doing. So basically, what you do, you say, okay, this is the service that I want to run, and these are the requirements for the service: response time, amount of computing power that one service needs, etc., and so on and so forth. And then you may say, okay, but I do not know exactly how many calls I will have to this service, because, okay, use base, they can jump, and especially now in this sort of area where we are in, the user calls can jump up pretty widely, which you may not know in advance. So what NuNet will do, we will automatically scale it up depending on the needs, and scale it down if the calls goes down. Therefore, it's not that let's say there is a fixed price, let's say, which is less, but what gives the opportunity to be more efficient is to pay exactly what you need, meaning depending on the calls in real time. So this is let's say where we want to be, and of course there is a path, because this is why we are launching. There is a certain path, but it's important that we are already starting to think about it, and we are in a partnership to start building that on actual working products, user-facing products of Singularity DAO. So it will be looking forward for the very sort of rich collaboration, and yeah. For
sure. I know that Singularity DAO tech team is already looking into NuNet architecture, and of course it will be our pleasure to optimize the resources, the computer resources that we're currently using, exactly in the way that you just described. So I think this is a win-win. You are providing the hardware, the decentralized hardware resources, and we are providing the decentralized finance expertise to make this partnership successful. And together we are the first stepping stone of the nascent SingularityNet ecosystem that will welcome more and more projects, as you said, in the next months. And together we grow stronger. And I think that this partnership would be beneficial for our companies, but especially for our communities. As I always said, my first line of report is the community, and everything that we do is in the community interest. And I'm sure that our community understands how important this partnership is and how promising it is for the future, that NuNet and Singularity DAO will support each other.
Yes, I will even expand this to expand. As you know, I like conceptual outlook. So I see this partnership as a certain importance, of course, for the ecosystem, for the companies, for the community, for the SingularityNet community. But I think that this partnership is important in terms of much larger, like broader scope, in terms of crypto and Web3. Let's say Web3 space itself, because what I consider as an important event, which somehow seems to be the event in the future in the whole crypto movement and Web3 space, is that the relation when the DeFi space gets access to the real space, let's say, when much bigger access, when we have a connection, or we have a gateway to the actual economy, when the DeFi, because DeFi is an amazing set of tools and products, and we know that it's much better than what we have in a conventional financial market. However, this connection is due to all kinds of reasons. Some of them objective, some of them very subjective, and we all know them. This connection is not yet established. So what we can do through our projects and through the ecosystem and through the community participation is to do exactly that, to relate the actual projects which bring value to people, to communities, either new products or maybe better products which already exist in other, let's say, other spaces, to bring these two things together directly. And this is exactly what Singularity DAO is doing, and what we are doing, what we are kind of putting background in this partnership. So I would like to bring this one forward, which is really exciting for me. And I think once this happens, in the big picture, once this thing happens, then the DeFi and crypto and the all new economic thinking based on that will start to actually influence. It's already influencing lives, but that would be actual transforming force in the development of societies. And I'm really happy to be part of it. Whether it's large or small, it's the future will show. Doesn't matter, but it's an exciting journey.
Thank you, Kabir. I really appreciate your words, and I totally agree with you. So DeFi has a level of abstraction that makes it sometimes difficult even for people to understand. But the fact that we have NuNet as part of our ecosystem makes it much more real and tangible, right? Makes the value of DeFi much more real and tangible. And this is something that, unless you're part of an ecosystem, you can't really have, right? And we've seen there are other ecosystems in crypto, but companies don't always work together as much as Singularity DAO and NuNet will do over the next years. So it's really a great opportunity, and it's really cool that we are both part of the SingularityNet ecosystem too, which, of course, I'm sure I'm speaking for Kabir as well. We're very much grateful for the opportunity to be here, to be building NuNet and Singularity DAO and incubating us for the last years or months. So be part of this ecosystem can only accelerate the growth. Together we are stronger, and together with SingularityNet, we can really achieve something greater than just what we could do individually. So I'm super excited. I think it's gonna be fantastic.
Yes, absolutely. Maybe we could. So right now we can return to the current situation where we are.
Yeah.
And where we are is that, as most of you probably know, we announced the NuNet, Singularity DAO. From the Marcello's side is that Singularity DAO Launchpad start, and the NuNet's utility token distribution community round. And yes, so please participate. Of course, we have to do the KYC process because this is the situation. And yes, we are looking forward. We are trying to give not trying. We are structuring everything in order to give as much time for people to adjust and to know how the processes work. We are writing guidelines, and we will announce them shortly, so that everybody will be able to join, to understand how to do that. Of course, we are having our channels open even more widely during this period, so that you will get all the support that's needed. And looking forward.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Kabir. And if anybody wants to learn more about the Launchpad and NuNet and the Singularity DAO partnership, there are links here below in the description with much more details than what we discussed. If you have questions, come to our community. We have very friendly community managers that can answer your questions. And yeah, keep following us and stay updated with the news, because NuNet is coming, and it's coming soon, and you don't want to miss out. Thank you so much for this wonderful chat, Kabir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Speak soon.
Bye.
Bye.